Hi everyone, welcome back to BSc Chemistry Study Room. If you are new to this room, please subscribe for more video updates. And if you have already subscribed, please click on the notification button for more video updates. So today in this video, I'm going to show you a trick on deducing Maxwell equation from fundamental equations. These are the four fundamental thermodynamic equations that we have. Here they are. Number 1 says dH is equal to TdS plus VdP. And number 2 says du is equal to TdS minus PdV. And A is equal to minus SDT minus PdV. And the last one says the G is equal to minus SDT plus VdP. So I'm going to show you how to use these fundamental thermodynamic equations and deduce them into Maxwell equation. Let's take number 1 and see the simplest way on how to deduce this Maxwell equation. Solution. Number 1, it says dH is equal to TdS plus VdP. So now, to see how to deduce this fundamental into Maxwell equation, we first cycle the H and the equality sign. Then we cross it out. That means we don't need it now in the equation. We bring down the remaining equation, TdS. So now we make or provide an equality sign before the plus sign. Then we put back the remaining part of the equation, VdP. So now the second step here is take the first two variables in the first part of the equation, that is dt. So now we are going to divide this dt by the second two variables in the second part of the equation, that is the p. dt all over the p, close the bracket, with respect to s. So we put back the equality sign. Now we take the first two variables in the second part of the equation, the v, and we divide it with the last two variables in the first part of the equation, that is the s. We close the bracket and in respect or with respect to p. So this is the simplest way on how to deduce Maxwell equation from this fundamental equation. It gives the t all over the p with respect to s is equal to the v all over the x with respect to p. Very simple. So now let's move to number 2. We have du is equal to TdS minus PdV. So the first step we have to do here is we cycle the u and the equality sign and cross it. That means we don't need it. So now, after neglecting this part, we bring down the remaining part, that is TdS. Then before the minus, we provide an equality sign, then minus PdV. So now the second step is we take the first two variables in the first part of the equation, that is dt, and we divided it by the last two variables in the second part of the equation, that is dv. We close the bracket and with respect to s. Then now we take the first two variables in the second part of the equation, that is minus dp, and we divided it with the last two variables in the first part of the equation, the s. We close it with respect to v. So this is the deduced Maxwell equation, and it gives dt all over the v with respect to s, which is equal to minus dp all over the s with respect to v. From the fundamental equation, du is equal to TdS minus PdV. So now let's look at number 3. Number 3 says the A is equal to minus SDT minus PdV. Let's bring down the equation and deduce it into Maxwell equation. dA is equal to minus S dt minus P dV. So now the first step here is we cross the A and the equality sign. That means we don't need it in the equation. Then we bring down the remaining part of the equation, minus S dt. Then now we put the minus sign, we provide an equality sign, then minus P dV. So the second step here is we take the first two variables in the first part of the equation, that is minus ds. Then we divide it with the last two variables of the second part of the equation, dv. Then we close the bracket with respect to t, our equality sign. Then we take the first two variables in the second part of the equation, that is minus dp. We divide it with the last two variables in the first part of the equation, that is the t. We close the bracket with respect to v. That is very simple. This is the deduce Maxwell equation. Let's see number 4. Number 4 said dg is equal to minus s dt plus v dp. So the first step, cross out dg and the equality sign. Bring down the remaining part, minus s dt, then put equality sign, then v dp. So now the second step is we take the first two variables in the first part of the equation, that is minus ds. We divided it with the last two variables of the second part of the equation, dp. We close the bracket with respect to t. Then now the equality sign, we take the first two variables in the second part of the equation, dv, all over the last two variables in the first part of the equation, dt. Close the bracket and with respect to p. This is very simple. This is a short trick on how to deduce Maxwell equation from fundamental thermodynamic equation. So this brings the end of our today's lesson. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, please. And if you have any question, please leave your question in the comment section below. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching.